welcome to another episode of the podcast you don't want to be on. This is another special episode where we shift away a little bit from our usual theme of talking to the founders of failed startups. In this one, we are talking to someone who's trying to bring Islamic finance into Hong Kong. And there are challenges because they have to deal with Beijing. Let's see how difficult or easy it is and what kind of challenges are they facing in Hong Kong to bring Islamic finance into the country. Thanks a lot, Mofis, for being with us on the podcast. Really appreciate you taking time out.
Yeah, thanks
Just before we start,
for your podcast program.
it's a pleasure. So I'll give a little introduction of Mofis. So Mofis is the chairman of Hong Kong Securities and Future Professional Association, and then I will give it to you to tell us what exactly your association does in Hong Kong, and then we'll take it from there.
Yeah, thank you for your time. And for my association, is a labor union in Hong Kong, which was established on the year 2002, and our association is under the register of the Hong Kong government by the Hong Kong law of Chapter 332 Trade Union Ordinance. We also is a member of the election committee for chief executive in the first sector, which means it's belong to commercial. Okay, our founding principle is advocate for the safeguard to protect our rights and the interests of our industrial practitioner and subject to our demand to the regulatory authority. And our member currently is nearly to 2,600. It's not on the screen, more than 2,500, which cover engage in securities, future, asset management, and also in cryptocurrency as well, under the super regulated activity under the Securities and Future Commission of Hong Kong. And we also is an approval continuous professional training provider in Hong Kong as well. And our main objective is first, professional training. And we also invited many speakers into our association. This is some of the physical venture doing the CPT. Okay. And we also support the government initiative for the Islamic finance, which arranged by Malaysia International Financial Center. Second, we are the industry information and update. And our permanent honorable chairman was married from the secretary from Home Affairs during the 2020s. Okay, we also have meeting with the government of Hong Kong Special Administrative Region. This is with the photo with Secretary of Financial Service and the Treasury Bureau. Okay, and also have a meeting with the labor and welfare. Okay, we also get many interview to the media, which cover to the like the scamming or other financials related social matters. Yeah, and thirdly, we are the cover into the members' benefit and also provide many gathering to our members. Okay, so the fourth is about industrial representation. And many things else. Okay, we also provide the professional athletic and standard contribution to the society. Okay, so this is for our introduction. Okay.
So basically, if anyone who wants to do business in Hong Kong has to be your friend, right?
Possibly is our friend.
Yes. Okay. Great. Okay, so thanks a lot for your detailed introduction. So the reason we are having this talk today is because you are planning, or you were trying, but now it's already wheels are in motion to bring Islamic finance to Hong Kong, right? Because it doesn't exist at this moment. So
Yes.
and I'm sure it's not an easy task because there cultural differences and everything. So that's why we wanted to have this talk. It's very different from our usual theme of the podcast, but still, because there are issues, there are challenges. So that's why we are talking here today. So then I'll start with the one of the main questions is about the regulatory hurdles. So, what kind of specific challenges you have encountered in aligning Hong Kong's framework with Islamic finance principles?
Uh, Actually, I don't think there are any regulatory challenge because Hong Kong doesn't have a regulatory framework, especially for Islamic finance. We are merely operating under the existing regulatory framework. Let me briefly introduce the history of Islamic finance in Hong Kong. Hong Kong has always adhered to traditional Western finance. It wasn't until September 2014 that the Hong Kong government issued the first Islamic bonds, which called Sukuk. However, there have only been 3 issuance to date, and the market response was poor. This was not due to the Sukuk itself, but rather because the interest rates were relatively unattractive from a commercial standpoint, making them unpopular. In the year 2007, a major bank in Hong Kong launched the city's first Islamic funds, which a subscription amount was as high as 50 million US dollar, even attracting institutional investor from Middle East. As of October 2023, this Islamic funds has ceased operation, reflecting a lack of follow-up and a decline in investor interest in Islamic finance in Hong Kong. There are approximately 270,000 to 300,000 Muslims in Hong Kong, accounting for 4.1% of the population. Among them, 50,000 are from mainland China, 150,000 are Indonesian immigrants, and 30,000 are Pakistani immigrants, with the rest coming from the various parts of the world. Muslims are not a major demographic in Hong Kong, and cope for the fact that the Hong Kong government does not prioritize the development of Islamic finance. It has not been able to develop significantly.
Okay. Okay. So as you said, there are no as such regulatory challenges. But then how do you? But I'm sure there are differences in the traditional financial regulations and Islamic financial requirements. So how do you plan to address the potential conflicts between the two?
10 years ago, our country was promoting the Belt and Road Initiative, aiming to connect with the country and the people of various cultures. As an international financial center of China, Hong Kong must provide high-quality service to funds from around the world, not just in traditional finance, but also including Islamic finance. More than a decade ago, Hong Kong was receiving investment from both mainland China and Western funds. So the Sukuk included by the Hong Kong government at that time may not have fully recognized by the Chinese funds in Hong Kong, Western funds, and local funds. The 4 major financial platforms in the world are the US dollar, euro, China yuan, also called as renminbi, and Islamic finance. Currently, due to the external geopolitical factors, the trading volumes in the US dollar and euro market has significantly declined, and the economic of neighboring regions are also on a downturn. Hong Kong should diversify and reach out in various directions to reduce reliance on a single economic entity and minimize concentration risk. However, in today's era, the development of Islamic country has great attention worldwide. In fact, the Islamic population accounts for 1/4 of the global population and should not be underestimated. The Islamic population in mainland China is estimated to be between 30 to 50 million, surpassing that of Malaysia. Their economic and resources contribute are substantial. We should not only focus on Europe, America, Japan, South Korea, and China. We need to take a macro view of the entire world and break through existing frameworks. Furthermore, it is not just the Middle East. The entire Islamic world, spanning across Asia and Africa, has a lot of room for development. For instance, the Indonesian market has surpassed Hong Kong in IPO fundraising in recent years. Malaysia is a leader in Islamic finance, and Dubai is a leader in global virtual assets. So I believe that Hong Kong to attract funds from Islamic countries, we must start from the root of education, then establish internationally recognized Islamic financial institution certifications, and subsequently develop an international financial committee with Hong Kong characteristics to garner industry attention and better promote Islamic financial products to clients. Our association arranged a 2.5 hours online training session for over 1,300 members in January of this year, conducted by a High Court judge through Matre and MIFC from Malaysia. I sincerely hope that our association is in contact with Islamic finance groups to start from attracting Hong Kong financial professionals to engage with Islamic finance through free education courses. With our association having previously held over 280 of free continuous professional training sessions and having 2,600 active members who regularly pay their membership fees, we believe we have the capacity to offer this free course.
Okay. Oh, thanks for the detailed answer. Okay, so if we talk about the market acceptance now, because it's still a very alien concept, a very new concept in Hong Kong. So what are your plans to overcome the challenges of educating both investors and the financial institutions about the Islamic finance and the ideas and the concepts behind it?
There is a general lack of understanding of Islamic culture in Hong Kong. Most educational organizations in Hong Kong are local charitable groups or predominantly Christians. Many people, like me, study the Bible from primary to secondary school, and their knowledge of Islamics come primary from a chapter in the junior high history textbook. I remember the Muhammad, the holy city of Mecca, the prohibition of pork, and the practice of praying 5 times a day. And the principle of helping the poor if one has the means, but their understanding of the principle within the Quran is nearly zero. And the financial industry in Hong Kong love to make easy money. Hong Kong, as a free port, has long served as a bridge and window connecting to the East and the West, reaping the benefit of China's rapid economic development. It easily shares the profit from foreign investment from the Europe and America, as well as from Chinese funds that pass through Hong Kong. During the peak of IPO activity in Hong Kong, many investment banker and lawyer live basically around the printer office area in a lifestyle, take the memory of their good old days. Yeah, I know there are good old days, okay? There were many projects that going to home to sleep become a luxury, leaving little time for study Islamic finance. People from the Middle East or the other Islamic countries may not be familiar with the Hong Kong market, and Hong Kong people are also not familiar with Islamic finance. When Hong Kong seek to cooperate with funds company to package and promote financial products, it must aim to curate offerings that meet both party needs. Many Hong Kong people mistakenly believe that only Muslims can access Islamic finance, which is incorrect. There is a famous story about a businessman who ventured into the slipper markets in Africa. His employee conducted research and found that the local people did not wear shoes, concluding that the market had low potential for growth. However, the businessman had a different perspective, believing this was a great business opportunity. He thought that if he could teach these people the benefit of wearing slippers, then they could really develop. To put it metaphorically, can Hong Kong people visit mosque or dine at halal restaurant? In fact, non-Muslims can invest in Islamic financial products. Even if a Muslim friends arrive in Hong Kong, they will hope to find Islamic financial service available to them. It is not just about a large company listing on the Hong Kong stock market and talking casually about developing Islamic finance. It must be developed solidly. As our country leaders, Mr. Deng Xiaoping, once he said, it doesn't matter whether it's a black cat or a white cat, as long as it catch a mice, it's a good cat. Ultimately, the whole world we work around money for client, as long as the risks are proportioned to the returns. That's all. That's the market.
Okay, you actually briefly touched on my next question. What I was going to ask was the strategies you have in place to build the trust between Islamic financial products and between the Hong Kong public. You briefly touched on that. If you want to give a detailed answer for that, it would be great.
Well, the industry has long-lettered professionals with sufficient knowledge of Islamic finance, coupled with Hong Kong's emphasis on strengthened regulation, which has deeply ingrained itself in the minds of industry players. The shift from disclosure-based to proactive regulation raise the question, how many resources can the industry allocate to Islamic finance when they have limited understanding and unsure of the market dynamics? Although this may sound sad, actually hold great hope for the Islamic finance. Why? Because Hong Kong people are highly adaptable. Hong Kong is committed to playing the role of a super connector and is determined to uphold its status as an international financial center. International means global. Global encompasses all corners of the world. Hong Kong has made efforts to connect both the East and the West, but the changing tides are beyond the control of any single industry. The world is wide, and it's time to broaden our international perspective and look towards more opportunities. Hong Kong people have always shown strong adaptability and are willing to embrace new things and challenge. I believe that the level of acceptance of new things among Hong Kong people is the highest in the world. For example, recently with McDonald's new product, many people are willing to wait in line for an hour just to buy it. I truly believe that, similar to supermarket tasting booths, with strong promotion, provide free training to the financial practitioners, and establish a good reputation in order for Hong Kong people to build confidence in Islamic finance. If successful in penetrating the Hong Kong market, I believe it will also success in entering the whole Greater China market. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Okay, that's great to know that Hong Kong public is very acceptable to trying new things, new products. So that's a great potential right there. Okay, so now, if you're bringing a new product in the market with anything, the main problem, one of the main problems could be, do you have enough talent pool to sell that product? Do you have enough people with the expertise in Islamic finance to explain it to, if a customer walks into the bank and wants to know, is there enough people who are trained on that? How, because it's a new product, as I said. So what are your plans for that?
Well, as far as I know, there are no professionals in Islamic finance in Hong Kong. It was not until our association visited Islamic finance groups in Malaysia twice this May that 6 of our council members, including myself, petitioned in the IBFIM examination. By 1st of August, all of 6 council members, including myself, had passed the exam.
Oh, congratulations! It's what I heard. It's not an easy exam to pass.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah. So you were saying, sorry, you were still saying something?
Well, should be, yeah, that's it. Yeah. You can
Uh-huh.
keep going on your next
Okay.
question.
Okay. So, okay. So as you said, there are not enough, as of now, not enough talent pool. So then, what initiatives your association is going to take to develop the necessary, human capital for this industry? Because as you said, as of now, there are 6 qualified Islamic finance professionals in Hong Kong, including yourself. But it's not enough, and I'm sure you guys have your jobs as well, your day job. So how are you planning to tackle that?
Oh, I have repeatedly emphasized that our association hope to collaborate with Malaysian Islamic finance groups. We aim
Hmm.
to launch 3 Islamic finance courses in October to attract more individuals to take the exam and grant Muslim recognition. We want to instill confidence in them regarding Hong Kong's Islamic finance industry so that it can develop further. Additionally, I believe the Hong Kong government should proactively work to support the development of professionals in Islamic finance.
Okay, all right. So I wish you all the best for that. Okay, so
Yeah.
now I wanted to ask this question first, but I wanted to get a little bit of a rhythm going before we address the elephant in the room. It's the the dealing or relation with Beijing of Hong Kong. So now, if you can tell me, how does the development of Islamic finance in Hong Kong uh, aligns with China's overall financial strategy, especially with their this Belt and Road Initiative, which you mentioned earlier as well.
Uh, the development of Islamic finance in Hong Kong aligns with China's overall financial strategy and the Belt and Road Initiative, which called BRI, in several key ways. The first, role as financial hub. Hong Kong serves as an international financial center with a robust financial infrastructure and regulatory framework. This environment is conducive to the growth of Islamic finance, which can attract investment from Muslim majority countries and diversify the financial services available in the region. Second, supporting the Belt and Road Initiative. The BRI aims to enhance collectively and cooperation among countries, especially in infrastructure development. Islamic finance, which is principle of risk sharing and ethical investment, can provide Sharia compliance financing option for projects in the BRI countries. This is particularly important for funding infrastructure and development projects in Muslim majority nations. Third, diversification of financial products. The introduction of Islamic financial products, such as Sukuk and Islamic banking service in Hong Kong, allows Chinese enterprise to tap into new funding sources. This diversification is benefit for Chinese companies looking to engage in trade and investment with countries along the BRI. 4. Policy support and collaboration. The Chinese government has shown increasing interest in developing Islamic finance as part of its financial strategy. This includes policy that encourage the goal of Islamic financial institutions in Hong Kong, facilitating cooperation with countries that follow Islamic finance principles. Fifth, cultural exchange and soft power. The growth of Islamic finance can strengthen culture tie between China and Muslim majority countries. This enhanced China's soft power and foster a better understanding between cultures, which is essential for successful economic cooperation under the BRI. 6. Attracting foreign investment. By promoting Islamic finance, Hong Kong can attract foreign direct investment from Islamic countries. This influx of capital can support China's broader economic goal and enhance its global financial influence. So the development of Islamic finance in Hong Kong complement China's financial strategy and the objective of the Belt and Road Initiative by facilitating investment, support infrastructure projects, and fostering culture and economic ties with Muslim majority country.
Okay. Okay. So I would like to talk about the point number 4 you just mentioned about the policy support. So, what role do you think Beijing would play in supporting or not supporting the growth of Islamic finance in Hong Kong specifically, not in mainland China, just in Hong Kong?
Beijing plays a significant role in influencing the growth of Islamic finance in Hong Kong through various means, both supportive and potentially hindering. Okay, what the supportive roles? First, policy framework. The Chinese government has shown a commitment to developing Islamic finance as part of its broader financial strategy. This includes curating policy that promote the establishment of Islamic financial institutions in Hong Kong, facilitating a conducive environment for their growth. Second, Belt and Road Initiative. As a part of BRI, Beijing encouraged investment in infrastructure projects across Muslim majority countries. The initiative often involved Islamic finance, which align with China's goal of enhancing connectivity and economic cooperation. Third, culture diplomacy. Beijing promotes cultural exchange and understanding between China and Muslim majority countries, fostering an environment where Islamic finance can develop well as part of the broader economic relations. 4. Financial integration. By supporting Hong Kong as a financial hub, Beijing provides a platform for Islamic finance to flourish, enabling local institutions to access international markets and attract investment from Muslim countries. On the other hand, which involve potential hindering factors. The first one, political sensitivity. The Chinese government's approach to the religious and cultural practice can sometimes create tensions. Any perceived restriction on the practice of Islamic or cultural expression could hinder the growth of Islamic finance by making Muslim investors wait. Second, competition with traditional finance. The dominance of conventional financial system and institution in Hong Kong may overshadow the growth of Islamic finance, making it more difficult for Islamic financial products to gain market share. Third, geopolitical factors. Tension in international relations, particularly with countries that have significant Muslim populations could impact investor confidence and collaboration in Islamic financial initiatives. Beijing's role in supporting the growth of Islamic finance in Hong Kong is multifaceted, involving policy support and cultural promotion. However, regulatory challenges and political sensitivity may pose obstacles to its full potential.
Mm-hmm. So I want to ask you about the last two points you raised, especially the last one. What are the political sensitivities or considerations that need to be taken into account when you're promoting an Islamic product in Hong Kong? Especially the current geopolitical landscape of the world. How are you planning to tackle that?
Yes, there are several political sensitive and consideration that must be taken into account when promoting Islamic finance in Hong Kong, particularly given the complex geopolitical landscape. The first, religious freedom and expression. The Chinese government's approach to religious practice can be sensitive. Promoting Islamic finance must align with the broader context of religious freedom in China. Any perceived restrictions on Islamic or the practice of Muslim community may lead to skepticism among potential investors and stakeholders. Second, geopolitical relations. Hong Kong's connection to both China and the global Muslim community means that geopolitical dynamics can heavily influence Islamic finance initiative. Strained relations with key Muslim majority countries could hinder collaboration and investment opportunity. Third, with culture sensitivity. Engaging with Muslim community require a deep understanding of their culture and religious value. Misstep in a culture the cultural representation of understanding could lead to backlash or mistrust, affecting the growth of Islamic financial products. 4. Public perception and media representation. The portrayal of Islamic finance in the media can shape public perception. Negative narrative or misunderstandings about Islamic or Islamic finance could deter interest and participation from both local and international investors. Fifth, regulatory environment. The regulatory framework governing finance in Hong Kong must be sensitive to the principle of Islamic finance. Policymakers need to ensure that regulation do not inadvertently conflict with Islamic financial practice, as this can create barrier for growth. 6. Investor confidence. Political stability and transparency in governance are critical for building investor confidence. Any political unrest or uncertainty in Hong Kong could impact the willingness of Muslim investors to engage with the local Islamic financial market. 7. Integration with global markets. As Islamic finance is a good prominent, is the promotion in Hong Kong should consider the interactions with international Islamic finance standard and practice, aligning with global norms while navigating local political sensitivity is crucial. When promoting the Islamic finance in Hong Kong, necessary a careful balancing act that respect religious and culture sensitivity while navigating the geopolitical landscape, engaging in open dialogue with stakeholders, and fostering an inclusive environment will be a key to overcoming these challenges.
Okay. Okay. So you gave a detailed answer of between the promoting the Islamic finance in Hong Kong, considering the geopolitical landscape. How about the balance between Hong Kong's autonomy and uh, Hong Kong autonomy and aligning with Beijing's broader economic objectives? How do you plan to balance between them?
Oh, well, balancing the compliance with Hong Kong autonomy while aligning with Beijing's broader economic objective involves a fair, multi-faceted approach. First, understanding the framework. Familiarize yourself with the one country, two system principle, which define the relationship between Hong Kong and mainland China. Recognizing the legal and political frameworks can help identify areas of cooperation that respect Hong Kong Ukraine status. Second, engaging stakeholders. Foster dialogue between local business, government officials, and Beijing, understanding perspective of all stakeholders can help in finding common ground that support both local interests and national objectives. Third, promoting economic integration. Identify sectors where Hong Kong can serve as a bridge to mainland China, such as finance, trade, and technology, encouraging investments that leverage Hong Kong's strength while also support Beijing's economic growth can create mutual benefits. Four, cultural sensitivity. Recognize and respect local value and concern while promoting initiative that aligns with Beijing objective. Engaging in culturally sensitive practice can facilitate smoother collaboration and acceptance among Hong Kong residents. Fifth, regulatory alignments. Work towards aligning local regulation with mainland standards where feasible, especially in key industry. This can help in harmonizing operations and attracting investment while still respecting Hong Kong legal framework. Six, innovation and flexibility. Encourage innovation in finance and technology that align with both local autonomy and national strategy. Being flexible and adaptive can help Hong Kong remain competitive while supporting Beijing vision. Seven, public communication. Clearly communicate the benefit of aligning with Beijing's objectives to the local population. Transparency about how this alignment can lead to economic growth and stability can help mitigate resistance. 8. Monitoring and feedback. Establish mechanism to monitor the impact of policy and initiative, allowing for adjustment based on feedback from both local stakeholders and Beijing. This adaptive approach can help maintain balance over time. By employing this strategy, it is possible to leverage the competency of Hong Kong autonomy while contributing positively to Beijing border economic objectives.
Okay. Okay. So let's say everything is done. You have successfully brought Islamic finance to Hong Kong. So a couple of years down the road. So how do you plan to leverage Hong Kong's position as a financial hub for this region to facilitate the cross-border Islamic finance transaction with mainland China and the other Islamic finance hubs like mainly Dubai and Malaysia, so on and so forth. So what are your future plans for that after it's already launched in Hong Kong?
Well, Hong Kong can leverage its position as a global financial center to facilitate cross-border Islamic finance transactions with mainland China and other Islamic finance hubs through several strategies. The first, regulatory framework. Hong Kong can enhance its regulatory framework to accommodate Islamic financial principle. This includes establishing clear guidelines for Sharia compliance financial products and services, which can attract investors and institutions looking to engage in Islamic finance. Second, awareness and education. Promoting awareness of Islamic finance among local financial institutions, business, and investors is crucial. Organizing seminars, workshops, and training programs can help increase understanding of Islamic finance principles and practice, fostering a knowledgeable workforce. Third, partnership with Islamic financial hub. Building a partnership with established Islamic finance center, such as Kuala Lumpur, Dubai, and London, can facilitate knowledge exchange and collaborate initiative. Joint venture and alliance can create opportunity for cross-border transactions. 4. Product development. Developing a range of Sharia compliance financial products, such as Sukuk, Islamic funds, and Takaful, can attract both local and international investors. This product can cater to the need of the mainland Chinese firms and individuals seeking Islamic financial solutions. Fifth, market access. Hong Kong can serve as gateway for mainland China companies to access in Islamic financial markets. By promoting Hong Kong's financial sector as a hub for Islamic finance, Chinese firms can tap into capital from the Gulf and other Islamic regions. 6. Innovation and technology. And embracing fintech solutions can enhance the effectiveness of Islamic finance transactions. Blockchain, for instance, can streamline process and ensure transparency in contract execution, making it easier for parties to engage in cross-border transactions. 7. Promotion of Sukuk issuance. Encouraging the issuance of Sukuk in Hong Kong can attract investors from both Islamic and conventional markets. This can position Hong Kong as a leading center of Sukuk issuance in Asia, further integrating it with the global Islamic financial ecosystem. 8. Culture and community engagement. Engaging with the local Muslim community and stakeholders in Hong Kong can help build trust and promote Islamic finance initiatives. Supporting community events and initiatives can foster relationships and enhance the visibility of Islamic finance. 9. Government support. The Hong Kong government can play a role by providing incentive for Islamic finance institutions to set up operation in Hong Kong. This could include tax benefit, grants, and support for research and development in Islamic finance. By implementing this strategy, Hong Kong can effectively position itself as a facilitator of cross-border Islamic finance transactions and strengthening its roles in the global financial Islamic financial landscape while enhancing economic ties with mainland China and other regions.
Okay. I love your answers, are always very detailed. I think I've taken a lot of your time already. So I want to wrap this up by this last question of mine. And what I want to ask in last is what are the chances of collaboration between Hong Kong and China to come up with new products of Islamic financing? You think it will work, and if yes, how so?
There are several opportunities for collaboration between Hong Kong and mainland China in developing Islamic financial products and services. First, joint product development. Both regions can collaborate to curate Sharia-compliant financial products tailored to the needs of mainland China investors. This includes developing Sukuk, Islamic investment funds, and insurance products like Takaful. By leveraging Hong Kong expertise in Islamic finance and mainland China's market potential, they can curate attractive offerings. Second, market access and distribution. Hong Kong can serve a gateway for mainland Chinese firms to access international Islamic financial markets. Collaborating as this distribution channel can help mainland firms reach Islamic investors globally, while Hong Kong can benefit from increased investment inflow from mainland China. Third, knowledge sharing and training. Establishing training programs and workshops can enhance understanding of Islamic finance principles among financial professionals in both regions. Hong Kong can share its regulatory frameworks and best practices, while mainland China can provide insight into local market demands and consumer preferences. 4. Regulatory collaboration. Harmonizing the regulatory frameworks between Hong Kong and mainland China can facilitate smoother cross-border transactions. Joint effort to establish clear guidelines for Islamic finance can attract more institutions and investors from both regions. 5th, innovation in fintech. Both regions can collaborate on fintech solutions that support Islamic finance, such as blockchain technology for secure transaction and smart contract. This innovation can enhance effectively and transparency in Islamic financial service. 6. Investment partnership. Establishing joint venture funds can create opportunity for mainland Chinese investors to participate in Islamic financial products. This partnership can also attract Islamic funds from the Gulf and other regions seeking to invest in China. 7. Culture exchange and awareness. Promoting cultural exchange initiative can enhance understanding and acceptance of Islamic finance in mainland China by organizing seminars and community engagement activity. Both regions can foster a more conducive environment for Islamic financial services. 8. Research and development. Collaborating on research initiatives related to Islamic finance can help identify new market opportunities and trends. This can include joint study on consumer behavior, investment preferences, and risk management in Islamic finance. 9. The government support and incentive. Both governments can work together to provide incentive for financial institutions to develop and offer Islamic financial products. This includes tax benefit, grants, and support for infrastructure development related to Islamic finance. By leveraging this opportunity, Hong Kong and mainland China can strengthen their collaboration in the Islamic finance sector, enhancing their roles in the global Islamic finance landscape while catering to the needs of investors in both regions. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thanks a lot for again for a very detailed answer. I think I will wrap it up with this, and I wish you all the very best to bring this new set of products into Hong Kong, and yeah, I really wish to see Hong Kong selling Islamic finance products in the very near future. So I wish you all the best for that.
Yeah, thank you for your time for interviewing to me. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Bye.